The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy. With a load of iron ore, 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. The ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. Then later that night when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind they'd been feeling? The wind in the wires made a tattletale sound, and the wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. The dawn came late and the breakfast had to wait when the gales of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m. a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when his lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they'd put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. And all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rolls Superior sings in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November remembered. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The church bell chimed till it rang 29 times for each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchagumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
The last time that you talked to him, at what time that was, Robert? I had to check with the mate on it, but it must have been right around 7:15, our time, Eastern Standard Time. This is good, Roger. So also, did you come about or alter your course anyway to look for him, over? Negative. I got seas going right across my deck here now. I did not. 3 hooks or so right up in his vicinity, but no, I didn't. So this is Goose Sue. Roger. Thanks for that information, sir, and I'll get back to you if we come up with anything. Over. Okay. W4005. Listen, Roger, Madison, Goose Sue, 16, 22. Around 22. Anderson, this is Goose Sue. Roger, sir. This is Goose Sue. Roger, sir. Have the 3 vessels that were up now past you yet, over? That is Charlie. We were meeting the one, and I was asking him if he could pick up anything in the radar, and he couldn't. And I don't know, that was an entry. He was the second one out. This is Goose Sue, and just for confirmation, sir, he couldn't see any lights pick him up on radar either. Is that correct? No, I don't know. I thought we were picking him up on radar when I come up here to wheelhouse and talked to the mate. The sea return is real bad, but we thought we had the target. But I don't know. Now I wonder. This is Goose Sue, Roger. Thank you very much, sir. 34005. Goose Sue, here's the mate. He was up here with the whole thing was going on. Maybe you could get some better information from him. I might have been wrong on some of what I was giving you. Lansing, Group 2, wait, out. Fitzgerald, this is Group 2. Roger, sir. Right now, we had the information we need. I can go back over it with the mate just to make sure, though. The questions we had were, what time was the last time that you had any comms or that you noticed you had the Fitzgerald in front of you, over? 1900, he was approximately 15 miles from the high hump at Crisp Point. That's when I was talking to him. He was 15 miles from the land. So I understand you had him visually and on the radar, and you lost him in both respects. No, I didn't have him visually. I had him on the radar. He was exactly 10 miles ahead of us. I asked him at the time how everything was going. Just wait once. I asked him how he was making out with his problem. He said he lost those vents and he had a lift, and he said he was holding his own. The last time I talked with him, he said he was holding his own, and that's the last time I lost contact after that. This is Goose Sue, Roger. Goose Sue, Roger, so that was approximately 1900, correct? All right. We held him on the radar up to... Well, we started getting a lot of sea return, probably around between 8 and 9 miles, and when he got in the sea return, we turned the other radar on, and we really wasn't sure of any definite target after that. This is Goose Sue, roger that, and also, I understand there were 3 upbounders that were to keep an eye out for this, for the Fitzgerald, and they passed with negative contact. Is that correct? Roger on that. We tried to call him about 6 or 8 times on emergency FM and emergency FM, and every day we cannot reach. This is Group 2 Officer, and can you give me an idea of what the distance between the ships that were passing each other between the upbounders and downbounders was, over? Well, he was, say, approximately 2 miles to the east of the course that we came down on off of Whitefish Point, so the upbounders that we met, they should have been just about in the course, reverse course line of what he was coming, or maybe a mile to the west of that. This is Group 2 Officer. Thank you for that information. One other thing, just for confirmation, they saw no lights, and they picked him up. They did not pick him up on radar, but at the same time, you were tracking the 3 upbounders on radar. Is that correct, Owen? All right, we were picking up 3 upbounders up on radar, of course, outside of the sea return ring, down around Whitefish Point, and the lookout here was keeping a lookout, because at the time I said he was 10 miles, that we should see his lights, and the lookout was keeping a lookout. We never seen any lights or flares or anything. Anderson, this is Group 2. Roger, thank you for that information, and we'll get back to you if we need any further, over. Hey, Roger. W4805, the Anderson. Roger, sir, can you give me the names of the 3 upbound vessels that were supposed to look for the Fitzgerald, over? I didn't get that. I didn't copy that. Anderson, this is Group 2. Can you help me out, sir, with the names of the 3 upbound vessels that were to pass the Fitzgerald? We know one of them was the Manfred. Do you have the names of the other 2, over? Control. Control. Now, you were coming in broken up. I couldn't read anything. Anderson. Anderson, this is Control. Roger, we'd like to know the names of the 3 vessels that were supposed to pass upbound. We know one was the Manfred. Were the other 2 saltwater vessels also? Buzz. Anderson, Control. Question, say again? The other one was a Benfree, and one was a Manfree. And I just talked to the Manfree again. He's right up in that area. I can still pick him up on the radar. Roger, and the other was the Benfree. And also, there should have been a 3rd vessel. Was that the 8 of 4s, over? I think I'd heard him talking before, yes. This is 2 Control, Roger. Stand by. Conditions, over? Just a minute. The wind is about west-northwest 40 to 45 here. We're in the bay here now. The seas are not quite as bad, but out beyond the point there, we were taking water 6 feet high right across our deck. Roger, sir. When you talk about 6 feet high across your deck, how much freeboard is that, Owen? We've got about 10 feet. I estimated the waves for some of them, some of the big ones between 20 and 25 feet. Roger, sir. Visibility? Well, there was occasional snow squalls, but as a rule, good. Roger, can you give me an estimate in distance? 10 miles? Yes, all of that at times. I mean, it is diminishing in squalls occasionally, but all of 10 miles. We're picking up the saltwater vessels coming down toward, well, we saw whitefish at about 20 miles. Are there any other vessels transiting either downbound or upbound in that area? Negative. Those 3 saltwater vessels are in the area. One of them is up past area now, but when we last had contact with him, they made us talk to him at about 10 minutes after 7, 1910, and he said he was going along fine and no problems. Except that he didn't have a radar, and that's when the mate gave him his position, the 15 miles north of the Chris Point at 144 degrees. What was it? He said he told him the last time he was just 15 miles from that big high landing back of Chris Point. North of it. I just say thank you very much for that information. If we need anything else, we'll be contacting you. I have negative for here. Still up. Roger, W4005. Yeah. about. That Fitzgerald is a weather ship, the same as we are. You might be able to check through Lorraine and see if through your stations up there on Grand Marais, so if you put in a position, a weather report.
Roger, sir. We've been in contact with Station Grand Marais. They report that they've heard nothing of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Over.
No, I was just wondering, he is a weather ship. You could have put it in Lorraine or any place. I was just wondering whether you could check through on that.
The answer, this is the crew control. Roger, we'll follow up on that. What's your present position on the weather conditions, over?
We're down here about 2 miles off of Parisian Island right now. We were just getting ready to call you and give us your time at Parisian, but the wind is west-northwest about 40-45 here in the bay. But outside there, I took one seal. I got 10.5 feet of freeboard, and I got the extra deck back there, and I took one up around the lifeboat, so there was some very heavy seas occasionally.
This is crew control. Is it calming down at all, do you think?
In the bay here it is, but the way the fellows, I heard a couple of fellows I saw talking up there, a couple of them wish they hadn't gone out.
Crew control, Roger. Did you pass anybody else that was upbound that's just recently, or?
Negative. The last 3 we met were those 3 saltwater vessels, the Nan Free, the Ben Free, and I can't remember the name of the other one.
This is crew control, Roger. We have it. Do you think there's any possibility that you could come about and go back there and do any searching? Over.
Oh, God, I don't know. That sea out there is tremendously large. If you want me to, I can, but I'm not going to be making any time. I'll be lucky to make 2 or 3 miles an hour going back out that way.
This is crew control, Roger. Well, you have to make the decision as to whether you would be happy or not, but you're probably one of the only vessels right now that can get to the scene. We're going to try to contact those saltwater vessels and see if they can't possibly come about and come back also. But I understand you are lured, is that correct?
The radar here 10 minutes ago, and they were right up to that area.
This is crew control, Roger. We will contact them and see if we can't get them to search in the area also. We're trying to get a Coast Guard aircraft launch to come up to the area, but I would say things look pretty bad, like she may have split apart at the seams like the Morale did a few years back. Over.
This is just what I'm wondering, because the mate come up here, and we laid it off, and the last known position that we had on them was 14 miles west of Copper Mine Point. And now, we had been told, we just talked to him, about 10 after 7, and he said everything was fine, and of course when the sea returned, never thought anything about it. But we saw there should have been ring buoys with lights on them flashing, and the visibility was good.
This is crew control, Roger. You are definitely sure that he was ahead of you, is that correct?
That is Charlie, yes, and the wind was west-northwest out there, steady 55, gusting to 70.
Crew control, Roger. Well, again, you think you could come about and go back and take a look in the area? Over.
I'll go back and take a look, but God, I'm afraid that I'm going to take a hell of a beating out there on it. And if they could get a search, if you could get a chopper over there, they'd be blowing over toward Copper Mine Point, and I don't know how far in there I could get. Let me take a look at the chart again.
Roger, standing by 22.
Been there a little ways, but there's also 4 boats under White Bay. I'm clear down here to Parisian Island, but I'll turn around and give it a whirl, but God, I don't know. I'll give it a try. Yes, there's 4 vessels under White Bay, too. You better pack those anchors again. Did you read that, crew control?
This is crew control, Roger. This is the captain of the port speaking. That would be good if you could turn around and head out that way, and we're going to try to get as many other vessels that can possibly get underway and proceed to that area. Over.
Yeah, do you realize what the conditions are out there? you realize what the conditions are out there, don't you?
It's to control. Affirmative. From what your reports are, I can appreciate the conditions. Again, though, I have to leave that decision up to you as to whether you'll be hazarding your vessel or not. If you think you can safely go back into the area, I would request that you do so, but I have to leave that decision up to you. Over.
Well, I'll go out and take a look, but I know when I was about 15 miles above Whitefish, we took a sea right over the top of the hatch crane up here, and that's 8 feet up in the water, too, so I don't know whether I can do it or not. I'll give it a try, but that's all I can do.
Crew Control, Roger. Keep me posted on your progress, and we'll be back in touch with you. Over.
Okay, the B-45.
Missing Edmund Fitzgerald in your area. Request you search an area 15 miles due west, Copper Mines Point, Ontario, and 15 miles north of Crisp Point. Over. Register, that was the last known position of the Edmund Fitzgerald at approximately 7:10 local time tonight. Over. This control, request to know if you will be able to come to a dead slow and still maintain headway, sir.
Through control, the captain of the port speaking. We have no other vessels in that vicinity right now. I guess I should say there are several other saltwater vessels there that we're also trying to have assist in the search. But it looks from the information that we have that it's fairly certain that the Fitzgerald went down. And we're talking now about a matter of life and death and looking for survivors that might be in life rafts or in the water. And we can only ask the masters to do the best without hazarding their vessel. If you think it would be unsafe and would hazard your vessel, then you have to do whatever best you can. But if you could come about and head into the sea and try to stay in that area, and maybe we could pick up some survivors. If not at night, then maybe at first light. Over. Roger, we would appreciate anything that you can do. If the captain feels it would unduly hazard his vessel to come about, then he should not do so. Over. Okay, go ahead. Humphrey, this is to control. Did you overhear what I was saying to Captain O'Brien, and how did you feel about coming about and searching in that area? Over. To control, Roger, understand. Request you to do the best you can and see if you could sight any sign of any lights in the water, or any debris, or any life rafts, or anything that might indicate survivors from the vessel. Over. Control, Roger, I understand. We'll be standing by on 16. Give us a call if you what progress you make and any sightings. Over.
Out there? There's a Bentsen and an A3 and another little Stanley. I don't know what his name is. Are they downbound or upbound? Yeah, we left them. They're upbound. They're taking them 1 or 2 miles an hour. Well, okay, if you hear anything at all, Bernie, give me a call, eh? Yeah, Carter's got a lizard out there. It looks pretty grim, John. Yeah. Well, that's bad. Well, let's hope he just got radio problems. Yeah, I don't, you could have... We hope you lost him in the sea return, that's all. Yeah. No. Well, how far away from him were you, Bernie, when you lost sight of him or lost contact with him? You never did, eh? Yeah. Well, take it easy, Bert. What station did you call me through? Oh, I see, yeah. Okay. Yeah, okay. Find out there, will you, Bert? Okay, we'll do it. Did you say he snapped some bits off?
what was the last position that the Fitzgerald had of his own, that he got on his own? Well, that's what I say. What was his last position that he had on his own? Could you possibly have had the wrong ship or a false target or anything? Well, had the Fitzgerald seen anything himself to check on his position? No possibility then that he was someplace else that you had the wrong ship or we're talking to the wrong ship or anything. Okay, that answers that, I guess. Well, do you run approximately the same speed? Yeah, well. Have any other ships around there trying to contact them? Oh, yeah. Well, let's hope it's just some radio problem. Well, okay then. I say let's hope it's just radio problem. Yeah. Well, okay, Bernie, take it easy. I'll take care, Tom. Yeah, all right. What happened?
Found information concerning Edmund Fitzgerald.
Yes, we have.
Roger, sir. Would there be any way possible that you would be able to get underway and search for survivors?
I'll have to notify the captain and call you back.
All right, so be standing by.
Point fast, so I'm heading up as close as I dare to Pancake Shoal, and then I'll come back up on that right ahead, put my stem right into the wind.
I understand that you have come about the start of the search, is that correct?
Negative, not yet. I'm under check. I'm not up to the position to start yet.
All right, sir. Question, keep us advised?
Yeah, that's a pretty good setting you're running out here. I just can't push it.
Okay, Roger, you think the wind is abating a little bit, over?
It seems to be moderating a little bit right now, and at least I hope so. That low is moving pretty fast, and we're on the back side of it. I have high hopes that it'll ease up, but there is a huge sea out here.
That's the control, Roger. We talked to the weather bureau also, and they said it had reached its peak and was coming down a little bit, and they expected that by morning it should be down somewhere around 15 to 20 sometime in the morning.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, if you're going to start your search, the way the wind and the sea has been out there, the searches, I think it should be conducted from the land side out first.
Mr. Control, Roger, I was saying over there by Pancake Shoal is a pretty good spot.
Yeah, just like when we were in with a search for those other boys that were up off here before, I was involved with that, and they wound up at Pancake Shoal.
Mr. Control, Roger, you're heading on a westerly course now?
I'm heading almost north-northwest, so I can get up close to Pancake Shoal and go out on a heading that's with my stem right into the eye of the sea.
Mr. Control, Roger, and you're riding the speed pretty good now?
Well, I'm under check. I haven't got the full force of them yet, but they're still big. I'm still getting a little bit of a lead from whitefish yet, but I've got it under check here right now.
Roger, so what about what speed would that use normally?
Well, it would normally be around 9-10 miles an hour, but we'll be making a lot less than that.
Roger, appreciate your help, and we're trying to get a couple other vessels up there from Whitefish Point also.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It seems funny. I mean, we've been shadowing them all the time, and then they started looking for them, they couldn't find them.
Roger, and no peace out of them. That's the thing that really strikes me is that you didn't even have time to give us distress call. You have no contact on radio in that vicinity at the present time, is that correct?
Oh, yeah, I can see the two saltwater vessels up there now. They're 4, 8, 12, 16. One is about 17 miles and one is 20. They're not making any time at all. They're making a mile or two an hour. They're heading up into that big sea. But the thing about it was, we come up there, we called the Fitzgerald to check on him and see how he was doing. And the last contact we had with him, he said, well, he was going along fine and holding his own and no problems. And then he kind of relaxed a little bit, and he was in the sea return. And then when we him a little bit because he checked down and then he just wasn't there.
Did you say that he had a couple of his nuts come off and was taking some water?
Yeah, that's the reason he asked.
So, Roger, we're getting an aircraft control in the area now. We'll be back with you. Wait, let us know the progress, all right?
Yeah, well,
To the 3-6 at the Pancake Shoal. And the last known position of the vessel was 15 miles due north of Crisp Point, over. 7236, Roger.
All right, Roger. But if there's any way possible to talk to Church or survivors, would be greatly appreciated without risking any life or danger aboard the vessel.
that's what I understand. As I say, I'm up in Gooley Bay here, and for me to get going and get out of here, and with the gyro, the particular thing, as I came out of the slew there this afternoon in that 55-mile-an-hour wind there, and we got going around and tried to make the ranges. Fortunately, we were able to get the ranges, and I could work there magnetically, but as I say, I'd get out there without a gyro and getting absolute course lines, and that I'd be in jeopardy with my crew.
We request then that any time that you do decide to get underway, you do keep a sharp eye for possibly debris or any survivors.
Absolutely, absolutely. We're monitoring all the radio conversations there, and it's one of those things that occurred. I would be more than one to go out there, but with the situation with the gyro that I have here, I have problems. So consequently, I don't want to jeopardize the vessel of my crew.
Roger, sir. Received. Thank you much for going on.
Shoot motor with the rest of the GM96 traffic clear.
Get underway. The common working frequency would be channel 12, Honet, over. Blue Control 7236, Roger, and are they commercial vessels, over? 7236, Sioux Control, the Anderson, motor vessel Anderson is a vessel that's presently coming around, getting underway. The Hillamar Jane is also getting underway, also a commercial vessel, over. 236, what was that last vessel? Hillamar Jane, over.
Right, the other one's out here. That's what you're searching for is the Edmund Fitzgerald. Stand by one. Let me get the Arthur Anderson on his frequency. He is the vessel that reported seeing the Fitzgerald disappear from his radar screen, and he was the last one that was in radar contact with him. And I also believe he will be the closest vessel to the scene as he gets back on scene there. But stand by one, and we will get him on this frequency. Over. Roger.
Yes, Anderson on 12.
The Arthur Anderson, this is Sioux Control. I have aircraft 7236, Coast Guard aircraft 7236 on scene. Do you see him, over?
Negative. Where is his exact position? Does he have channel 16?
Arthur Anderson, Coast Guard 7236, channel 12.
Yes, this is, can you see us coming out here? I don't spot you at all.
I've got 5 vessels out here.
Well, I'm the one that's heading out. I'm almost out to Whitefish Point. Can you see the point there?
Roger, can you flash your lights on?
I'll put my searchlight in the sky.
Sounds good.
Do you see it?
Negative, we're looking at the
You pick me up yet?
negative.
Oh, Coast Guard aircraft.
Anderson, 7236, negative. We have 2 ships close aboard Whitefish Point there. And certainly 3.
They're in fact there north and west of Copper Mine Point. Whereabouts is your position at the present time?
It appears we're beam on Whitefish Point.
You couldn't see us there. We're the only ship down here that's off of the point proper.
Roger. 7236 is Sioux Control. There are a number, either 3 or 4 vessels that are anchored right inside Whitefish Point in the lee there. But the Anderson is further 15 miles north of Crisp Point. That was the last reported position of the Fitzgerald was 15 miles north, due north of Crisp Point, and with the wind blowing from the northwest, if there were any survivors, we would estimate that they should have drifted towards Pancake Shoals. Over.
Control 7236, repeat the last. I didn't get the drift on the survivors. Over.
This is to control with the wind blowing from the northwest at 40 to 50 knots. We would estimate that the survivors should have drifted towards Pancake Shoal from a point 15 miles due north of Crisp Point. Over.
7236, roger.
Is that all to control, Mr. Anderson?
Anderson to control, request you stand by on this frequency and maintain comms with us and the aircraft. We will use this as the common search frequency. Over.
All right, Roger. Hello, Coast Guard aircraft. Yes, I see you there now. We'll put our searchlight right on you.
Negative. I've got you in sight.
Okay, fine. That Pancake Shoal area, do you have a little map there where it is?
I'm taking your traffic guard.
I said, do you have an area map there that shows Pancake Shoal?
Affirmative.
Well, that wind was west-northwest and very steady from about the west-northwest all afternoon. That's out blue wire. You going to drop any further or anything out about this?
Yeah, we have one forward. We're just planning on it at this time. But where was the ship? My ship in relation to the position of your position at this time, over.
Where would it be?
Yeah, where would I see when you lost radar?
We lost contact. Well, the last known contact we had was 14 miles west of Copper Mine Point, but we don't know whether we had them later than that or not because of the tremendous heat to return on our radar.
Roger. Deal for you right now.
Okay, it's going to be for you, fine.
Sioux St. Marine Navy League. Ernest M. McSorley, Captain. John H. McCarthy, First Mate. James A. Pratt, Second Mate. Michael E. Armagost, Third Mate. John D. Simmons, Wheelsman. Eugene W. O'Brien, Wheelsman. John J. Poviach, Wheelsman. Thomas D. Borgeson, Maintenance. Ransom E. Cundy, Watchman. William William J. Spengler, watchman. Bruce L. Hudson, maintenance. David E. Weiss, cadet. Robert C. Rafferty, steward. Alan G. Coleman, second cook. Frederick J. Beetcher, porter. Nolan F. Church, porter. George J. Holl, chief engineer. Edward F. Bindon, first assistant engineer. Thomas E. Edwards, second assistant engineer. Karl A. Peckol, watchman. Mark A. Thomas, maintenance. Paul M. Riippa, maintenance. Russell G. Haskell, second assistant engineer. Oliver J. Champeau, third assistant engineer. Blaine H. Wilhelm, oiler. Ralph G. Walton, oiler. Bentsen, oiler. Joseph W. Mays, maintenance. Gordon F. MacLellan, wiper. In the 30th and final tolling of the Edmund Fitzgerald spell in memory of all sailors lost on the Great Lakes.